Alright, how's it going, students? This is my first time using the Screencast-O-Matic. It's a very high quality product, I think we would all agree. I mean, it's called the Cast-O-Matic, so it's got to be pretty good, right, guys? Right? Yes. Alright, so anyways, uh, now, um, today in class, so question of the day for the agenda is also a survey. Yesterday we focused on, um, not yesterday, but Friday we talked about Confucius and what did he say. And you're supposed to take this survey, right? Okay, so here it is. It was basically how did you rate as a Confucius? How Confucian were you? Okay, and then I have the question too. It says, do you trash talk during solitaire? Okay, um, and so you're supposed to answer that. So those are our intro discussions as to our lead-in into today, because we want to understand who Confucius is. Okay, all right. Now some of you probably will say, well, how do you trash talk during solitaire? Because you play the game by yourselves. And some of you will probably accuse Mr. Thomas of actually trash talking during solitaire. But I do want to let you all know that because sometimes Mr. Thomas has been known to talk to himself every now and then. But I want to let you know, I don't know how to play solitaire. So if you think that I trash talk during solitaire, I don't. Not because I would never talk to myself, but because of the fact that I don't know how to play solitaire. So there you have it. That's the question of the day. All right, so when going back into Confucius, okay, we understand who Confucius is. What did he say? What did he write? Why is he important, right? Okay, so this is going to lead into an assignment that we have down here. Okay, you're going to create basically a series of motivational posters that are kind of written as though they are Confucius. Okay, um, and the importance of this is that we want to understand what Confucius said and how to apply it in a more modern context, right? Okay, so here you have this kind of picture. This is kind of like what you're going to be doing. It'll be a little different format, okay? But Confucius said a lot of famous things, and teachers are very notorious for having these motivational posters. We're on a pretty low budget, we're pretty cheap, and we love and some of us teachers like myself are terrible interior decorators. So what do? We get like one of these, 50-cent posters from Amazon like this one, and we say, hey, there's a blank space. Let me put this respect poster up on our wall. And that's what we end up doing. And so you're going to kind of create like a bunch of these posters here that say respect, give it to get it. But it's not a poster, it's a slideshow that looks like a poster. All right. So anyways, that's what you're going to be doing here. So a little better understanding of how we go about this. So the instructions are here, okay, uh, on the on the slide or on Buzz, okay. It talks about how Confucius was this influential philosopher, okay, um, and uh, and basically you're going to be making the slideshow. So the way you're going to do it here is click here. This gives you kind of like your instructions plus your thing to edit as you go. Okay, so you're going to want to make a copy of this. And this is the kind of the introduction that I've already kind of explained. Okay, all right. Now, what do we mean by Confucian values? What did Confucius actually say? Okay, so a value is like a trait that's considered to be important to a group of people. Oftentimes, we refer to it as kind of like a cultural group. We say that that group of people has a certain value. Okay, all right. Religious values also are in there, are another example, right? Like you practice a religion, you're supposed to act a certain way. Okay, and a lot of times these values are shared across cultures, across religions. Okay, and in the case of Confucius, we're not talking about a religion, we're talking about a philosophy here. So Confucius said you should behave in the following way: respectful, especially of authority. Okay, live in moderation, be humble, be honest, work hard, all of those things that are listed here. Okay, now to further understand, give you a better understanding, he said you should not be this way: rebellious, gluttonous, cocky, dishonest, spacey, unprepared, judgmental, greedy, ignorant, wild, irresponsible, silly. All of those things. Those are things that Confucius said you should not be. Okay. Um, so, and I got all of these basically from our quotes that we were looking at from Confucius. Okay, that's basically what he these values are based on those quotes. Okay, so today what I want you guys to do is you're going to get started with this, and you're going to really you're going to create a slideshow, and I want you to complete two of them. Okay, two of the slides. So if you look at the full requirements that are listed here. Okay, all right. This slideshow, eventually you're going to have 8 slides. You're going to have a title slide. You're going to have a motivational slide, or 5 motivational slides. You're going to have 1 slide explaining who Confucius was with a picture of him, and then 3 celebrity testimonials that we'll get into later. Okay? All right. So that's the final product, and that I'm hoping you guys complete by Friday. Today, what I want you guys to do is you're going to do 1 title slide and you're going to do 1 of the 5 motivational slides. Okay, so your title slide doesn't have to be overly complicated or elaborate, but if you look on slide 12 on this, you will see it says applying Confucius to Crown Point today. Okay, it said what advice. So you could change the title to something. Here, I'll give you an example. It could be like Confucius says. Okay. All right. All right. And so I might change it to words of advice, words of wisdom, we'll say, to TAF students. Okay. All right. And then maybe I'll have a picture. Maybe I'll go online and we'll find picture Taft Middle School Uh, images. Let's see here. Oh, look, there we are. Okay, so we got a picture of good old Robert A. Taft Middle School. Okay, hopefully this is showing up the way it's supposed to be. So I go ahead and copy. Can I copy this? I hope I can. Copy. All right, so I copy that picture. I go over here and maybe I put it underneath. Okay, so boom. No. Copy, paste. Oh, it didn't let me paste. Anyways, I think you get the idea, though. You find a picture that you like of Taft Middle School. You can easily find this online, and you paste it. Okay. Then over here, you have how to do a motivational slide. So this, by the way, is Yanni. He's amazing. I just really recommend that you do look up Yanni on YouTube. But so what you're going to do is you're going to take one of those values here. And so let's say respect, right? Okay. All right, so then you have a picture. All right, now I love Yanni, but you're going to probably want one that's a little more pertinent to Taft. Let's go ahead and, well, actually, let's start with a statement. Okay. If you're respectful of authority, okay, you pay attention to the teacher, and a lot of you kids play games. So I'm going to say, he who plays games on Chromebook will ask a dumb question later. Okay. All right. So we've all had that experience, right, where the kid asks the question right after the teacher just explained exactly what to do. Okay. So it says here he who plays games on Chromebook. Well, one game I see kids playing a lot on Chromebook is Tetris. Okay. So I look here. Here's a picture of Tetris. Okay. Uh, that's something about Russia. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I copy the image. Okay, I put it on. That's the wrong slideshow. All right, so I get rid of Yanni and I hit boom, Tetris. Of course, I'll have to shrink it. Okay. All right. All right, so there it is. Okay. I'm going to get rid of the word picture. All right, so that's what you guys got to do today. All right, so I want one title slide. You probably want a better title slide. You probably actually want a real picture in here, okay? And then you want one uh, motivational slide, okay? You take the value, you put it up here. You have a saying down here. It should kind of apply to Taft Middle School. And then you have the picture over here. My advice would start with a value that you will find from slide 11, okay? Think of a saying that goes along with it, and then have one picture. So today, all I want you guys to do is finish the title slide uh, and do one motivational slide, and then go ahead and turn that in into Buzz in the Dropbox. You can see there's Dropbox over here, okay, on on Buzz, and then as we will continue throughout the week to work on this. Okay. All right. Thank you, and get to work.